I talk about now is that end credit scene, the mid credit scene. I want everybody to go
Oh yeah,
around.
let me tap that. Let me tap that
Get
first.
into it because
Let me tap that
I
first.
know Tone. I found out the mid credit scene is comic accurate, so I want Tone and y'all comic accurate to go in on what y'all thought of the mid credit and the end credit scene. Let's go, Tone.
Man, let me just say, man, Toya was on point. Yeah, that scene right there could have been the movie, and I would have been excited, bro. I'm not
What?
gonna hold you, bro. That, bro, the seeing Rama Kane, right, for one, right, and then seeing what's the other one, the futuristic one, Immortus, Immortus on screen, bro. Totally blew me, bro. That overdo. I don't know who that dude is, but Immortus, yeah, that nigga's not to be trifled with. And just to see all the caves popping up, it's like an arena, bro. It was like literally like the council. Okay, it was literally like the council of the gods. Like everybody is just popping up everywhere. You see them hyping, like they all going crazy. Like they know some shit about to go down. It reminded me of like the city of the Ricks a little bit. Like people just going
Yeah.
Yeah, with those
bananas.
main
And
ones in
like
charge and everybody else still
yeah,
chopping
and it's
around.
going crazy. And look, they are still coming in. The shit was already
Yep.
filled full. And you just panicking to see all these canes and shit. And it just, bro, it was like, it just looked so sweet, bro. The way they did that, the way they shot that was just cool as shit.
That was
Cool
dope.
as shit. I think that I think that third dude is Scarlet Centurion. I think he's one of
Yeah,
these
that's what they was.
baby
Yeah.
kings,
Okay.
or whatever that's
Well,
what Isaiah said. So, but
end credit
yeah, man,
scene
it was
aside,
definitely big Kang energy. That
how
scene right there, I was
you
like, yeah,
how
yeah,
you
this
think
is.
this scene gonna affect the MCU as a whole now? Like, so I'm
I,
like,
I think they're gonna send them. Each Kang gonna be sent to a place in time. Hey, you go conquer this. You go conquer. I think they're gonna actually bring them together and start just taking over the multiverse as like one grouping.
mm,
I agree. I agree. They
Yeah.
gonna actually have some
Wait,
real.
are we doing both post credits or are we doing the first one? This is the first
You
post
can talk
credit.
about the last one
Okay,
too.
so
Talk about
so
both.
so the last one is definitely hype me Torian again on point with that one. Definitely sweet
yeah,
cutscene seeing Loki because I was not
I'm
the
Mhm.
not
last
was not
person I would have
expecting
guessed to see the cutscene this
I
early in
did
the
not
movie
expect that, bro.
was
That was
Loki.
that was basically a promo for the second season of Loki. That's
Exactly. And I was
basically
like
all it
bro.
was.
I
and
ain't
I
got me
was
hyped
like
for it too. Like I'm
and I church my brother said, you know what, I'm gonna watch Loki season 2. He didn't respond to me because I don't know what's wrong with him. But it's okay. I said, yeah, Loki season 2 must watch because Victor Lively, I mean what's his name?
Timely.
Victor
Victor Timely.
Timely. Yeah, so I don't know much about that character, but I do know about the name. So
Yeah.
definitely hyped for that. That definitely boosted me. I was like, yo, Major's about to get first of all, you about to get a bag. You about to get a bag because you about to get every fucking movie show that's next. That's what I
yeah.
think. So
Well, at
yeah,
least every major.
that's
Like
my
I
spill
feel
on
how they
this.
sprinkle Thanos
No, he
throughout
got
the
he got
MCU
way
for his
more
phases.
time. He got more time than Thanos did in the first two phases combined, bro. In this one movie,
Yeah.
that's what we need. That's what we need. I feel like we
Hmm.
need more of
Yeah.
him. He got shit, probably 10 times as much time as Thanos did. Thanos didn't really get to do anything until phase 3. So that already shows you his importance. He
Yep.
already got other variants, literally other variants of characters of this man just popping up ready to go. So that's my take. You hold on to the anime helmet proud, man. Oh, I will say this. Before I pass it off. The trailers, right? For Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm
Oh yeah, I
telling
was
you,
gonna
I'm
ask you
going
about
to
that. I was
cry.
gonna ask
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
I
'cause
am going to cry. I don't know what's
yeah,
gonna happen. I
nah.
just fucking emotional and
Torian,
scared.
Torian said something about this. Tone wanted to see this. I was
I
like, bro,
said, yeah, like
yeah.
I knew when Tone was going into. I know because you were trying to, to avoid the trailers and everything like that.
I ain't had no choice.
I said they definitely going. I said they definitely going to show that
Yeah, I
Guardians
knew they
trailer
was. It's crazy because I got my
in
food
that
and stuff and
movie
got in right
since
before the
that is
trailer
their
started.
next movie. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, but
Yeah.
before I actually talk about the mid and post credit, I liked how intimidating they made Kang because he had
Yeah.
this whole quantum realm so shook that they never really said his name. They always referred to him as him.
Yeah.
I'm going
Him,
to
the
him. We're
conqueror.
going to
Yeah.
him.
I like that
So
too. I
yeah,
agree.
so it lets you know how much of a threat he was to these people. Like they were scared and they were so mad at Janet for leaving them down there. It's like, why did you how could you leave us down here? With
With
him and
him,
all types of stuff
with
like that.
him.
Like So like that's why Bill Murray turned on her, because I said, you just left us down here to be under the thumb and the rulership of this entity.
And
so
let me ask y'all, how did what's his name? Darren?
Modoc.
The dude that was Modoc. Did he take y'all out of the experience or make it better?
I just said that I didn't like how he looked without his helmet on. I said with the helmet on, he looked good, but when the helmet came off, it was like, I was like, put your helmet back on. That's how I felt, with him.
He's supposed to be ugly though, that's his thing.
Yeah, I know that, but my goodness,
bro, it was like uncomfortable. He was like uncomfortable.
Yeah, it almost looked like that. It almost looked like that early 2000s CGI. Like how the CGI used to look like back like 20 years ago.
I see in the comment on that. I saw on Twitter that a lot of people was like they just they just stuck a dude's face on their Kevin moving like they were really mad at the photo. They was like, just kept his helmet on.
That's what I said. That was nothing. Just kept his helmet on. His helmet on. With his helmet on, he sounded. I said with his helmet on, he looked much more menacing and sounded it too, like with that little voice thing that he had.
Paul Rudd movie without some type of like weird laugh. So
and then to add on to the fact that he had them little T-Rex arms and them little tiny legs, them baby legs. So it's like,
I ain't gonna lie, the movie was funny though. If anything, it's gonna.
Can we ask y'all this? Do y'all think the humor wasn't that dumb Marvel humor we got lately? Like it was like that actual like
humor that you could actually laugh.
It
wasn't that.
It wasn't forced.
Like all the parts that you would laugh at, it actually was a laugh. Like for instance, when at the beginning when they were sitting down at the table and they was getting ready to eat the pizza, and he's sitting there bragging about everything about him, going to save the world and everything like that. And Janice said, "You know what? You should write a book about it." And the whole thing about it is he already wrote a book about it. So that was a good pun right there.
My man like that. I was like, stop. Every time he turned around, bro. Time out though. Honestly though, if they would have my family, well, they're not even my family. Number one, this is my daughter. Number one. So stop. If y'all keep letting my daughter go to jail, that's number one. Then two, y'all going to the quantum realm. Y'all done built my daughter a suit. Somebody want to get their ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? My daughter should not be doing all this. But
yeah,
I agree though. But
that's a grandchild though.
It's not.
It's basically a grandchild.
Did somebody else go yet?
On the mid-credit scene, like I told you last night, that was pulled straight out of the comic, because that part when they're in that Coliseum and it's a whole bunch of Kangs, that literally is out of one of those Kang comic books of them in the Coliseum. But the only difference is in the comics, they're all wearing that green and purple costume, that famous one he's known for. But in this one, he's wearing different things, or he has different looks. So that's why I like. And I was telling people, I said, if this direction they're going to go with, that means they cut down on budget costs to only have to pay one man instead of having to pay several actors to play different versions of Kang, which is smart. And that means Jonathan Majors is really going to have to dip into his acting bag, because every Kang is
a bag.
They're not the same. So like whatever, you saw what
subtle differences between Kang in this movie and He Who Remains.
Like he was right. He literally was right. He said, "I'm the nice one."
Just like,
and I like the reference that they made in the movie too. Like, I don't know if y'all caught it, but when he was talking to when the woman, the warrior, I forget her name, the warrior, when she was saying how they destroyed their home and literally buried and made the and put a citadel where the bones are at. So I'm like, wait a minute, that's the citadel from Loki. If you look, remember that's what he would call it, the citadel, and what was around it was a bunch of bones. So she talked about that. So that was a reference back to the season finale of the first season of Loki.
It's like,
when she mentioned the citadel.
Different Kang, but same things. Like,
yeah, and like he said he was the nice one, and he was the nice one, because you saw what we got, with Kang the Conqueror we're here. But now when you look at the mid-credit scene, I'm like, the Kang the Conqueror we got in this movie
he might have been
tame. He's tame compared to what we about to deal with. And I said what they're setting up, I said that mid-credit scene is setting up long-term. That's going more into Kang Dynasty territory right there. What we saw in the post-credit, that's Loki. Like, that's near. Like, Loki season 2, that's in a couple of months. So it won't be long before we see Kang pop up again.
You see how looking at him?
Huh?
When I
Loki was looking at him and shit.
Loki
he
was
looked terrified.
shook. He was scared. He looked like he was about to have a tear come out his eye.
And Loki's supposed to be a god.
He said, "That's
Yeah,
him."
and Loki is like,
Loki's supposed to be a god.
scared because
So-
remember because the thing is Loki only saw the He Who Remains, and the thing is Loki was the only one between him and Sylvie who was really listening to what he was saying. Sylvie was just trying to kill him. So he was listening to what he was saying. And then when he got back into that different timeline, he saw that statue right there. And he was
This
like,
made
oh
me
my.
just want to go watch Loki.
He was like, oh my, he was like, oh my God. He
the
said,
question of how long it's been since the season finale of season 1, this movie and
was the time
season
jump.
2 of Loki.
Oh, I could that was
like-
that's another thing I want to put out when I was giving my spiel. The time mechanics in the quantum realm. You know how time works different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird. Like, did nobody did the time not skip again when they got back? I was like, okay. That was the thing
so
too.
that
was
was
the thing,
how they
too.
handled, like the time, like was
Yeah, like you gotta play by your rules that you set.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch
They're not playing by the rules that they said.
I didn't catch
Scott
that.
said it when he was down there. He was like, "We don't know if we've been down here 10 seconds,
Yeah.
minutes. Like we don't know, like how."
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. They created these rules. This is the way.
But all right, y'all. I got company. I gotta.
Hey, all right. So you go.
Tay,
Appreciate you.
Next time.
All right.
Shout out to Tay, man. No, I definitely the mid credit scene. So yeah, we set back the mid credit scene. Like I said, like it being connected to the comics, let me know that Kevin Feige, okay, he or whoever they're trying to do, they're like, okay, we about to start getting back into our bag. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about none of that. Made me look it up, but it reminded me of like some type of gladiator type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like gladiator
Like Coliseum. Yep.
But it's like a gladiator full of me's. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. That would be great.
Right.
That's why I was like, I'm like, they don't even know what they about to get into with this Kang situation. But I'm glad that they letting us know at the beginning, this is what we're gonna fight. This is what we're dealing with. The beginning of phase 4, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep comparing it. The beginning of phase 4, we got the beginning of Infinity War. You feel what I'm saying? Because remember, the end was the beginning of Infinity War, and then the post-credit scene was Endgame, after Endgame. Bruh, they didn't tell us anything. So now we finally got something. So I get the mid-credit scene had me like, I was looking at Tony like, yo, they about to get it. He's like, hold on, wait. So then switched back and went to the end credit scene. Bruh, Loki's already my favorite Marvel show. You dig what I'm saying? So when I seen Loki, I was like, let's go. I was like, let's go. They showing Loki. This is a good little drop. Then they actually look up and then they got motherfucking Jonathan Majors looking like the nigga that made peanut butter. What's his name?
George Washington Carver.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he does. He's like, yes, he like Carver. Yes, that's what he looked like to me.
You talking about this Peter logo?
Yeah, I said, damn, he was the nigga that made peanut butter. I'm like, this shit getting deep. But no, but seriously, I think they said he's somebody. They said that he's somebody because
Victor Timely.
Screen Crush or whatever. He did like the little Easter eggs, whatever. That person is somebody in the comics too. You know what I'm saying?
Victor Timely.
Victor Timely.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, y'all, I don't know.
It said it right. It said it right there on the board. Like when he was
new when it comes to like knowing like what he does in the comics. But no, definitely when I saw that, I was like, dang. I was like, okay, they really like two.
This nigga different.
They're doing two comic accurate things. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't done that in a while that I have known that we haven't said, oh yeah, this was comic accurate in a minute since you know what I'm saying. So man. Great end and mid credit, y'all. So I would give them that was fire, bro. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready for Loki season 2. Like Tone said, I want to watch Loki again now. The last episode.
Last comment for me about Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think with Kang showing the Ram Tut version of Kang,
okay.
I think that's how they're going to connect to the mutants because maybe he, because usually Apocalypse is held as the first mutant, right?
Okay.
So I read somewhere that they might, since Ram Tut is like Apocalypse, maybe they switched them out, and he actually gives birth to the mutants by testing, doing experiments on them and shit like the Celestials do. But maybe Kane and involved, and that's how they bring in the Fantastic Four and shit. Because he does, and this is interesting too.
Hmm.
Do we know if so that when I want to ask a question. When do y'all think Nate Nathan Richards pops up? So if y'all don't know who Nathan Richards is, that's Prime Kane.
Oh yeah,
When do y'all think
that's
he
why
pop
Reed
up?
Richards is a descendant of him.
Yeah. So when do you think he pops up?
It would make more sense
Richards.
for that to be happening more closer to whenever they do Fantastic Four. That would make
Yeah.
the most sense. So we're talking like Phase 6.
I see.
That would make
we
the
get a
most sense.
Prime Kane. So we get the Prime Kane in Phase 6.
That would make the most sense. I would say around the time they do Fantastic Four, that would make the most sense for them to do it.
I want to know. This is my question too. I want to know what's going to happen with what's it called? This how the Eternals and the Celestials are going to deal with this Kang situation. Like, how does he know about the Celestials? You know what I'm saying? Like
he probably knows. I mean, the thing is, like he's been all the way to the 31st century.
What they working together?
He pretty much knows all.
If they're working together, it's over. What if they work together? It's over. Who's Marvel gonna call? Who they gonna call, bro? Who they gonna
I don't know. That's the thing. That's why I said I think Kang is like a next level threat. Like this is not Thanos that we're dealing with here.
He's definitely
so like they gonna have to pull out their whole arsenal, and also they haven't put like an actual definitive release date, but they say spring. But the next MCU thing is supposed to be Secret Invasion. Yeah. And I think that's supposed to be before Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm curious to see what that's going to be all about. Secret Invasion.
Facts.
That's more dealing with the Skrulls. Nick Fury and the Skrulls.
And one of the Kang variants was a Skrull. If you look, I saw they like one of them was like a Skrull version of him. You know what I'm saying? So I agree, man. I'm looking forward to this phase in Marvel. I feel like we don't have a lot of like misses. Like up next, y'all, and we can wrap it. Up next, y'all.